This video is brought to you by the EA Game Changers program. Hi guys, it's Kai here and welcome to a Sims 4 speed build, and guess what? We are in Del Sol Valley because Get Famous comes out on freaking Friday. Yay! But really quick, I just wanted to say, of course, thank you to EA for allowing me to do this because I'm part of the Game Changers program, so I get early access codes for free and it's freaking amazing. And also I eventually want to give back to the community and be able to do giveaways with you guys. I just have to figure out how to do it. But sorry I'm talking so fast. I feel like I only have 10 minutes to get a lot of information in. But anyways, this is a house that I am using for my LP, which there should be 2 parts of it going up today, if not already right now. But I'm using this house for my LP. And I'm really excited about it because with this pack, we finally got more mid-century modern furniture and house stuff. Build by, that's the word. We got more mid-century modern build by items, and I'm super stoked about that because mid-century modern, art deco, and craftsman are some of my favorite styles to not only furnish in but also build in. And I felt like so far that I could not do a true mid-century modern house because I didn't have the tools for it. And although the windows aren't perfect, there are a couple different style windows that I'd like really big, kind of the size of the ones that I have here, but just flat pane glass, no mullions in it. That would be perfect. Need those. Put them on my wish list, please. Thanks. But yeah, so now I finally have more items that I feel like, yes, I can make a somewhat decent representation of a mid-century modern house, especially with these new doors. Love them. But so that's what this is. It's a mid-century modern starter home, and I had to make it a starter home because I have 3 Sims that just moved here to the valley, and they need somewhere to live, so this is where they moved in together. So they are all roommates. 2 of them are actually dating. One of them is just a third girl that's like, hey, I need a roommate. So yeah, here we are. That's all the 3 of them ended up together. So yes, it is a starter home. So there's not a ton in it, and yes, I do plan on doing more builds so I can use more of the items because I feel like I just barely even scratched the surface in terms of the items that I use, but I tried to use as much as I could within the budget, and I literally spent every single simoleon. When I started my game, they had zero simoleons. They couldn't even eat. There was no simoleons to be used. But anyways, I wanted to mention a couple things about Get Famous and Del Sol Valley, and I wanted to just kind of address a couple things and give my opinion on some stuff. But I know everybody was talking about how small the world is. I mean, there's only 6 residential lots starting with. I mean, you could technically change some other ones to residential lots if you wanted to on, Starlight Boulevard. That would be kind of weird. There is also no apartments, which I thought is very strange for a world that's supposed to be modeled around LA. There's no apartments, and I was kind of disappointed by that because I was really looking forward to really crappy apartments that I could put my Sims in to start in, but that didn't happen, so that's why we're in a starter house. But anyways, on the contrast, or the flip side of that, this world is insanely detailed. I don't think I've seen a world so detailed in my life. You can just kind of get a slight glimpse of it by looking around my build here. It's just mind-boggling how much stuff that they crammed into this world. And I know that's also, there's another flip side to that, all those quote-unquote lots you see behind the house are not accessible. I mean, you can see them and they look like they should be things that we should be able to access, but we can't. But I do like the look of it, so I really, really like that. And then there's also, this is a really small detail that I feel like nobody's talked about yet, or at least I haven't heard anybody talk about yet. But you can hear airplane sounds and you can hear the fireworks from Mirage Park, I think is what this place is called. And I think that's really, really cool because obviously that means you're close to downtown and you can hear all of those noises. And I wish there was a lot trait that was attributed to that, where if you were a light sleeper you couldn't sleep through that, or it would wake you up or something. I don't know. I just thought it was really creative and unique. And I think actually in the first part of my LP I hear one of the planes as I'm ending and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. I haven't heard anybody talk about that yet. I don't know if you can hear that everywhere or if it's just this neighborhood or not. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought it was a fun fact to mention, and if you want to hear it, listen to part 1 at the very end of my LP and you'll be able to hear it. But I guess I could tell you a little bit about the actual build that I'm doing here, other than, yes, it is mid-century modern, and it's a starter home, and it is pretty crappy, but I feel like it's also pretty decent for what it is, too. Like I said, there's not like a lot of clutter, there's not a lot of plants, there's not a lot of extra things, but the furniture that I put in it, other than the kitchen, is not bad furniture. Like, I feel like I did a pretty decent job. I also have plans for it in the future. Like, I have plans. We're gonna use more of that mid-century modern furniture because I'm obsessed with it. And I also wanted to talk about, since I didn't get to use a lot of the furniture yet in this build, but I will be doing other builds so I can actually take advantage of that. Since I didn't get to use it in this build, I wanted to talk about the types of furniture that they have in here. So basically you have like a low-end option, again, quote-unquote low-end option, and that would be all like your mid-century modern stuff. None of it is like broken down like the used stuff from City Living is, but it's just less expensive. And then you have your very high-end, very detailed, I guess, very gaudy furniture, and they have said that that is inspired by the Regency or like the Baroque era. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically just where it's an era of time where royals or people that had a lot of money, they spent all their money on stupid stuff like gilding furniture. And gilding furniture was when you take gold and literally paint your furniture, which is such a stupid waste of money. But I didn't pull any of that out while I was building, but I'm sure you've seen some of it in other people's like the build buy and like cast videos and stuff like that. You can kind of get a little bit of a taste of that. And I thought that was actually really interesting of them, because normally I feel like build buy items, they seem to center around one style, whereas in this one they were like high end, low end, and I actually kind of really like that. Like, I like the idea of doing 2 different styles per expansion pack. I think that's really, really cool. And of course, you know me, I'm going to say this for the 10 millionth time, I am obsessed with mid-century modern, so I will gladly take more mid-century modern stuff. Please. Please, please, please. I love it. I love it. I want more of it, and I'm obsessed with it. But yeah, so this build, it was interesting. I did have a picture that I was going off of, and it actually got really, really close to the floor plan of the picture I was going off of, and I might actually put in a picture of it just because it's really cool. But it was a literal like floor plan from 1954. Like, it was an actual floor plan from 1954, and I thought that was so cool. But I used it, and I thought it turned out really, really well. And these little bedrooms they're almost identical. I think one is technically 1 square smaller because of the porch, but one is for the couple that I have, so they have a bigger bed. But I used the like rollaway closet because in my mind those two are more like casual, fly by the seat of your pants kind of people, whereas the other girl that I'm using in this LP is more quote-unquote put together, and she knows what she wants, and like she doesn't settle for less, and she'd rather save up her money and get the good thing versus buying the cheap thing now and then having to keep buying the cheap thing. So that's why her room is like a little nicer, and plus she didn't need a double bed, so I had a little bit more money to spend. But yeah, so I don't know, overall I'm really happy with the way this has turned out so far. And of course there's, more I wanted to do with it. I really wanted to play around with like terrain tools, but I didn't have the chance, and I didn't see how I could fit it in quite yet. But I do plan on doing way more builds with the stuff from this pack and builds with terrain tools. I'm super excited for that. But there was like a crap ton of back and forth while I was building this, trying to keep it within their budget, but also using all of the new items, or as much of the new items as I possibly could. I did my best, y'all. I did my best. I tried. Okay? I tried my best. And I hope you like it, because I like it. I said this before, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think it's really good for a mid-century modern starter, and I have plans for it in the future as my Sims make more money in their LP. So either watch my LP and see the house transform, or, stay tuned and check back in my channel in like maybe 2 weeks or something, and maybe we'll redo their house after they start making more money. I hope, but I don't know. Screenshots are coming up soon, and there's not too many of them. Again, because it's a starter home, okay? It's pretty basic, but whatever. I'm happy with it. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!